Greetings all. I know that if you follow along on our channel, you know that generally we camp out of a 2017 Toyota Tundra with a rooftop tent, but this particular weekend we decided to do something different. We also own a 2014 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. This is my wife's rig and she absolutely loves it, but we rarely get to drive it for these types of things, and when the opportunity arises that we get to use it, she gets excited. So this year, for Memorial Day, we decided to go to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and we've been here many times, but sometimes we get up here and we don't generally explore some of the places that we want. And the Upper Peninsula has so many places to explore that we're not able to hit them all. So this year we picked out a few places in and around Munising, Michigan, which is kind of eastern central maybe. And it's a great hub for all kinds of recreation, and we are excited to be here. We are staying at a campground this time around. We're just base camping, and we decided to do that because we have some family with us, and they're exploring and adventuring with us. So this time around we decided to check out Outdoorsy, which is an app for renting RVs and campers. And you can hear one of the littles in the background. Can you hear one of them? They're having a great time. Anyhow, we decided to check that out, and we wanted to rent something to try that we've never tried. And you can see behind me, we have a Teardrop style camper. And this thing was light enough to where we could pull behind the Jeep. And because it's just Michelle and I this weekend, and our daughter stays with family when we come along on these adventures, we decided we'd rent this and give it a try. This was actually based out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. The family that owns this was gracious enough to put it on Outdoorsy and rent it when they're not using it. Great folks. Was able to meet them when I picked it up, and we're excited to be able to use it. So we're going to do a quick walk around for you so you can have a look, and I'm going to link the Outdoorsy so you can find this yourself and rent that, because they would be happy to rent it to you if you choose to do that. Okay, this little camper is made by Cedar Ridge campers, and it looks to me like they are a small company that was started by a couple. And this is a really well-built camper, and from what I understand by the current owners, this was a personal camper that was built by the original owners of the company, and they actually used this camper before they purchased it from them. So it's really kind of a neat deal. But anyway, starting off up front, it actually uses a rock and roll style hitch, which I've never used before, but it pulled really, really nice. It was fantastic. And it was a little bit used to get hooked up to, but once I learned how to do that, it wasn't bad, because I had to unhook from the Tundra, which is what I used to pick it up, to get it to hook to the back of the Jeep. The hitch is in the back of the Jeep right now, but and this is actually great because it has a little bit of security. They have locks on it, so you can pull that hitch out, so that way the trailer can sit and nobody can. So if you're in the backwoods or something, you can pull the hitch out of it. The hitch is out of the way, which is great. So if it is still hooked to the vehicle, I could still swing the Jeep door open or lower the tailgate, which is really great. So I like that. It's got a really cool basket on the front of it, so you can put coolers, firewood, storage boxes, anything else that you might need to take along with you, and which is very nice, especially if you have a smaller rig like our Jeep. Our Jeep's got a few things in it, but if you were taking any other passengers or anything like that along, this is great for that. And it's got some great hook points on it. You can see there that you can hook straps to. So very cool. You walk around this camper. Both sides of the camper has awnings, which I think is a genius idea. So if the weather is not ideal, if you're stepping out, because both sides of the camper has doors, if you're stepping out of the camper in inclement weather, you can deploy those awnings, and you're not stepping out into puddles or rain or snow or whatever you're camping in. So I think that's a really great idea. Right now we only have just the one deployed. I didn't center the camper on the site. I wasn't as concerned about it because the weather was supposed to be really great this weekend. So But we did deploy one just to see how it worked and how easily it was to set up, and it wasn't terrible. 2 people could set it up easily. I was able to set it up myself pretty quickly. So, and those are made by Rome, I believe. These extension brackets were really nice. I noticed, and they're bolted all the way through. So it keeps the awning up. So even a tall guy like myself, I'm 6'3", walking up underneath of them, I didn't rub my head or anything like that on it. So that's super nice for me. I don't have to duck or anything. So the entire exterior of this is what appears to have some sort of bed liner coating on it, which is color matched, and it's super durable. The doors are not done that way. These are a painted door, but the exterior of the trailer is done that way, all the way down to the frame. I think that's really great. It's a great deal. It's going to be really hard to scratch that, tear that up, especially if you're dragging this down the trail somewhere. So the trailer itself is in great shape. I doubt that it's ever seen too much of that, but I think that it probably could handle quite a little bit of that. So underneath, it appears to have some independent axles, which may be like a Timbren axle, which is really cool for an off-road style trailer. So there's no axle tube underneath of the trailer at all that I can see. And so yeah, super nice. Has some custom wheels, 31-inch BF Goodwrench all-terrain tires, which are nice. The fenders are very well built. They're very solid steel, built right into the frame, which are nice. So when you set something on it, even if you needed to step up on those, because the rack is kind of built, I didn't actually ask, but it looks to me like maybe you could slide some kayaks, or maybe even strap some bicycles up there if you wanted to. So those would come in handy if you needed to fish something off the top. So on the inside, it's fairly simple, which I really like. It's beautiful. The woodwork is beautiful, but it's very, very simple. I believe this is just about the size of a queen bed. We slept super comfortable in this thing. My wife's M&M blanket, she's had this for years. My mom made this for her, and she takes it everywhere. But anyhow, very simple. It's got just a little pull down for some storage. It does have some USB 12 volt here, so we could plug in. It was a little chilly here in the UP the first couple nights, so I brought this, and we have electric here, so we just brought this little space heater and plugged it in and just set it up on the shelf here. It's just a real small heater, and it didn't take any time at all to get this warm in here. It's got a little pull-out workspace, so you can sit in here and do a little work. It does have a fan, and if you open up the doors, crack the screens on that, and then we were playing with that yesterday just to see how all that worked, but it just pulls the air in. It's amazing. So if it was the summertime and it was warmer, it would pull the cool air right through. But they've got USBs in each corner, and a little spot to stick your cell phone to charge, and reading lights in each corner also. But the wood's beautiful. I have no idea what kind, but it looks to me maybe like a birch, maybe. But it's absolutely gorgeous on the inside. Slept really well. The only thing we noticed, it's got little curtains that go over, so it blocks out the sunlight in the mornings and those kind of things. But that was really nice, little privacy if you wanted to change. One of the things we did notice though on the interior, when we sit down, because typically we sit down and then we just kind of lean back and then just swing our legs, and this lip here is really hard on your butt when you sit down here to swing in. So I don't know if there's something we could do with that maybe, but I don't know if there's something to make the foam on the mattress a little harder, and just in that general area to make it to when you sit on it, it doesn't squish down. But I mean, we dealt with it. It's just, that was a little rough on your butt when you sit down, but all in all, very comfortable. Slept really well in it. That little space heater did really good heating that up and keeping it warm. I think it got down to about 34 the first night we were here. Now last night was very mild, but I don't even think we used the heater. But so walking around to the back, it's got just got a little shore power here, just a little extension cord, and then it's got one little drawer on this side with the compression, It's got one little drawer here. Now this is just a utility drawer. So this is where we keep all the little blocks for the front, and then all of the, you can see it down there, just to keep it from rolling, and the extension cord and all that good stuff. So. Just a second. Okay, so this is my favorite part. You know, typically we work out of totes, right? So tailgate, and it works really well. But this galley kitchen is fantastic. We have cooked all the meals over here for the family. I've really enjoyed using this. It does have a pretty good amount of storage here. When we got it from the owners, it does have some cooking equipment. I did bring some of my own, but it does have a lot of great little cooking equipment on the inside. It's got some great storage on it. It's got a great big working space here. That's all stainless, it looks like, which is fantastic. I love it. Now, for me, the door is a little low. That's not anything against anyone. Normally, I'm just kind of a tall guy, so I kind of brush a little bit here. I've gotten used to that, so I just kind of duck a little bit. The lighting in here has a little bit of electricity here with some USB, some 12 volt, and then it also has lighting, and there's 2 lights up here, up top. These things are just amazing. And it just lit everything up. I've got some pictures on our Instagram page, and it just lights everything up back here, which is great, especially if you're back there cooking at night and you're ready to make some dinner. I don't know how much electricity this thing actually uses. It does have battery power if you don't have shore power, but I can't imagine it uses a lot. It looks like everything is LED, so that's really, really great. It does have, this is part of the kitchen. The other part of the kitchen is over here. So on the other side, it actually has a drawer here, and the drawer has 2 things. It's got a water fill here for the 20-gallon tank for your water. And then it also has a hookup, and the hookup is for the spray port here. And then it's got a little switch for the 12 volt water source. You hook that up, then you've got water. It's not warm, doesn't have a hot water heater on it, but it works great for just doing some dishes, rinsing things out, those types of things. But at any rate, we generally don't have that anyway, so most of the time what we will do is we'll just heat a little water that we need. And then it's got an additional drawer here that actually has the rest of the kitchen in it. And you pull that drawer out, and I really love this because you pull it out and it's got just a little locking mechanism, and just locks it open. And then this has a partner stove in it, which is really great. This thing it sounds like a jet engine when it's running, which is really cool. So that opens up, and then because you're on this side, the hose comes in the utility, and then it just screws into this, and turn on the propane, you're ready to go. There's a work surface back here, which is kind of nice. It's a little weird just because the work surface is back there, so it's not as easy to use, but it's still there, and it doesn't work bad. We have used it. If the partner stove goes away, you can fold that down here. I kind of wish almost that this had maybe a locking drawer mechanism here, so when this comes out, it locked, because it tends to do this a little bit on you. Or even if it locked, when you folded this down, this would be another surface that you could do something on if you were doing dishes or those types of things afterwards. That it would be like that. That would be fantastic. It doesn't have a sink, but it comes with a little collapsible sink, which is great for doing dishes afterwards. But like I said, we've cooked most of the meals over here. Overall, super happy with this. We've actually considered even maybe in the future purchasing something like that for our adventures, just because we really like the simplicity of this trailer. It's really lightweight. From when I have talked to the owners, it weighs in and around 1,000 pounds unloaded without anything in it. Obviously, the more cargo you add to it, the more it's going to weigh. I think it could probably handle 2,000 to 2,500 pounds, depending on how much the axles can handle. We appreciate the family renting this one to us, and we have really enjoyed using it this weekend. I will link the Outdoorsy to the description below if you're interested in renting this little camper. I will also link the description to the Cedar Ridge website so you can check out these great little campers. Until next time, guys, thanks.